10 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield myself such time as I may consume. This amendment has to do with whether or not to try anyone in Guantanamo or any non-U.S. citizen captured abroad going forward in Article III courts in the United States. The underlying legislation prohibits anyone currently at Guantanamo or anyone who would be brought there in the future, and for that matter, any non-U.S. citizen captured abroad from being tried in Article III courts. This really sort of grew out of the larger debate over whether or not to close Guantanamo Bay. But one argument that I want to make clear, you can support my amendment even if you believe Guantanamo Bay should remain open. Now, I don't. I believe that we should close it, that we should handle those terrorists, whether we handle them by military commission, by Article III court, or by indefinite detention, that they should not be held at Guantanamo. But you can still hold Guantanamo Bay open and support my amendment. What my amendment says is we want to make sure that Article III courts are still a possibility for trying these terrorists. The main problem I have with the underlying bill is it takes that possibility off the table and requires either a military commission or indefinite detention, and I think that is a bad and dangerous policy. Now, we have to understand that we have already tried and convicted over 400 international terrorists in our federal courts, in our Article III courts. As we sit here right now, or as I stand here right now, we have over 300 convicted terrorists being held in prisons in the United States. There's no question that we can do this, no question that we can do it safely. By going in this bill and taking off the table the option of Article III courts, all we are doing is we are tying the hands of our Department of Justice and our President as they seek ways to bring terrorists to justice and take them off the battlefield. Right now, we have over 170 inmates at Guantanamo Bay. We don't know what to do with a fair number of them for a variety of different reasons. That undermines our ability to fight the terrorism threat that we are trying to confront. It doesn't help it. So I ask simply that we give the President all the tools in his toolbox. I support military commissions. I support indefinite detention. In certain instances, that's going to be necessary. But I also support our Article III courts that have over 200 years of history, that are some of the most respected courts in the world for their ability to bring swift and fair justice to all criminals. We should not undermine our President's ability to make use of those courts in prosecuting our fight against terrorists. And therefore, I urge you to support this amendment. I will add one thing, actually. In my amendment, if the President is going to bring people from Guantanamo Bay to be tried here in Article III courts, he does have to notify Congress. He does have to establish that he feels that can be done in that particular case safely and fairly. It does require that. But I think more than anything, it gives the President the option of Article III courts which he needs in order to properly prosecute the war against terrorism. And with that, I reserve the balance of my time.